Oh, actually, yes. Maybe I could show you guys. Well, never mind. Anyway, I went back to Toyota finally, and was able to have a good time over there. I'm back at my usual favorite spot in front of Costco, and we'll be going to do some grocery shopping soon. But the most important update is that I went to Toyota. It was yesterday, and I spent a lot of time there, getting a bunch of the usual stuff done over there with the engineers, because I wanted my Toyota to continue to run like a Toyota, because I still want to be able to go places, So anyway, I'm over here at my favorite spot, and I'll show you my favorite spot as usual. You guys have seen it. If you guys follow the channel and you checked out the drones and all that good stuff, you see that I like to fly around here. They have lots of security cameras, so they know exactly what you're doing. And if you're doing even one little thing out of place, you know that the security footage is there, so they'll get you. Anyhow, I'll show you guys the cool spot. Earlier, it took me about 5 minutes to get the phone to finally do what I wanted it to, because otherwise you guys could have seen one of my favorite hawks. Just exploring this area here. It was just flying right over the right side over there where that huge square is. I don't think I can in any way. Oh, I can actually. Right now, YouTube is allowing me to zoom. Oh, yay. iPhone 13 that they should have called 12B. Anyway, oh, it's back. The hawk is back, actually. It's right behind this tree, and because the lock orientation button just won't get out of my way, I can't do a good job of showing you guys anything. This orientation is locked. I get it. Just get the thing out of my face, YouTube. Anyway, actually, there's more than one hawk right now, right there, just above this pole here. There are 2 hawks, 3 hawks, and a little bird. And another hawk just joined. So there's about 4 hawks right now, right in this area here. And again, my screen has some kind of weird message on it right now. It's telling me orientation is locked, rotate device. I've tried to press everywhere on the screen. It just won't go away. So just another frustration. We got the Enterprise truck just driving right across here. But anyway, so there we have it. We've got beautiful birds up in the sky. This is one of my favorite spots. You guys know that I love to fly here. But let's talk about Toyota real quick. And I'm going to put this down so you guys can see my ugly mug. And yeah, there we go. Orientation unlocked somehow. It was locked. I don't know. Whatever, YouTube. There's always something. Always something, YouTube. Always something. Something about a woman. Anyway. So yeah, so I went to Toyota, and luckily they did all the good things that they need to do, like the filters. They changed the important filters, because California air, unfortunately, is not the best because of wildfires and all that stuff. So more often than not, lots of dust and things get into the engine, and that reduces the performance that you'll get. And so those filters were replaced. Did a good old oil change. You can't not do that. I mean, basically, if you don't do the oil change and check the tire pressure and all that stuff, well, the oil change, if you don't do that, eventually the pistons stop running, and then you can throw away your engine. So you just can't not do that bit. So anyhow, had a good time over there at Toyota. I did not bring my drone to fly this time, but I did bring 2 remote control cars. I did a short live stream of that, and I've got a few more videos that are coming up on all the other social media. But anyway, I wanted to celebrate with you guys the 18K awesome people that are following. It is awesome. Thank you guys for sticking it with me. I know that YouTube only wants to show like less than 1,500, 1,500. I don't know. My math is not good. But anyway, yeah, those are the ones that YouTube is willing to show. We know that on the other apps, there's about 18K amazing people out there. So I just want to say thank you to all of you. I know that YouTube does not respect you, or that you're nice enough to support the channel, but I do, and I really appreciate it. So if you guys were not there, I would not be here every day making videos and spending extra time sometimes to even edit a few. Although thankfully I was lucky enough to get some investors who helped out, and so now I have for the 360 camera, I have the Ricoh Theta X, which is fantastic, and it basically stops me from having to do everything that I had to do with the Lenovo. Lenovo was the 180 camera, and in order to get videos off that thing, you had to basically go through the computer, and then on the computer you need to use, well, one bit of software, but you need to use 2 different stages of the software in order to turn it into a sort of a square elongated thing with it's a weird format, but anyway, once that's done, you can put it onto YouTube, and YouTube knows that, understand that format, and then you get a 180 view of the surroundings. But geez, was that a long process that you have to do? And then you have to have a pretty decent computer, like a Surface Pro at the very least, in order to run that software, and it's really slow in the process. So you may shoot a 5-minute video, and then it takes you about 15 minutes to process the whole thing, and including having a slow internet connection, which means that then, you know, maybe it's about like maybe 20 minutes for a 5-minute video. And you're like, okay, well, it sounds a lot like Disneyland, right? You spend maybe 45 minutes in line for a 10-15-minute activity, and you're like, well, wow. You know, like, you do enough of those activities and your day's gone, and you're like, but wait a second, what was the percentage of waiting and wasting my time compared to actually having fun? Is it worth going? So yeah, maybe it was in the old days when it wasn't so crowded, but nowadays it's just like, anyhow, so that's a really good up. So that's a really good positive there. So things are looking up. Things are looking up. I have not had time to sit down in front of the simulator. I've only done about maybe just over an hour on the simulator, so you guys will be able to see me. Maybe I'll do a live stream soon, maybe today or something. I hope maybe today, or in the following week, where I will show you guys how I fly on the simulator, and you'll probably notice, well, unless I'm doing like trying loops and rolls and all that stuff. But in general, you guys will notice, you'll be like, wow, your flying is way better than when you do at the field. Well, it's because, you know, there's a big difference between flying a real thing when there's wind conditions, when there's problems with your remote or whatever it is. So there are a lot of different little things and aspects of flying in real life that'll make it a little bit different than flying, you know, at home. For instance, at home, people just feel safer, right? You don't have the risk of, you are focused on something and you're worried that you may be annoying somebody, and somebody may come over and say, hey, what are you doing flying your plane, flying your drone, whatever it is. So, you know, you've always got this extra pressure on you as a pilot these days, which did not exist a few years ago. So there you have it. In the old days when I was driving around my little helicopters or my RC cars, all of that didn't really matter, because, you know, like, even if you're flying stuff in your yard these days, you know, we're lucky we have amazing neighbors. We're super lucky. So my neighbors have never, ever once got angry with me because I was flying in my in the backyard or whatever it is like that. We have amazing neighbors, but just because our neighbors are amazing doesn't mean that the neighbors in your area would be happy with you know, doing RC stuff in your backyard. So we're lucky about that. But whenever I go out into the field out there, I'm trying to be extremely mindful. Sometimes I'll go out when I hear people are like using the leaf blowers and stuff like that, so that my noise is getting covered by something else, you know. Respect the peace. If someone is already making a whole bunch of noise, then your noise, especially if you're flying a little plane, it's sort of buzzing, or a drone, it's not going to be that noticeable. But anyway, just wanted to thank all the amazing 18K subscribers for your time and your effort and everything, and for clicking all the likes and all that stuff. That really helps me out. Sadly, YouTube only shows the close to 1,500, but you know, it's YouTube. Thank you so much, guys. I'll be back with more updates. We're gonna do some simulator videos. We're gonna do more editing and fixing the Coca-Cola plane and a bunch of other stuff. I've got all the things. Thanks to some really kind investors, I was able to get all the parts to build new planes and stuff. And hopefully with Steve, we'll be able to create some, you know, some completely new designs. I'm gonna go with, you know, some out of the box complete designs that are like very strange to see if we can get those things to fly. But anyway, yeah, you guys are always amazing. Thank you so much for your kind support, and I will see you all in the next one.